Welcome back and thanks for joining us again. I'm Sonja Belfiore and I show you all things new construction in Northern Colorado and the Front Range. Today we are out at Kinston at Centerra. We are with Bridgewater Homes today and we are going to walk you through their model. It is a Camden floor plan, and let me make sure I'm telling you right. The base price here is $749,990. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom with 2,389 finished square foot on the main floor, and then total square foot 4,778. I wanted to start out here today to show you some differences that you're going to notice from some of the other new construction builders. You see these full stone sides on the exterior. This is the garage. Obviously this is the model home, so it will look a little bit different in a finished floor plan. They have tongue and groove on the patios, and then you have the board and bat hardy board siding as well. So just a little bit, well, quite a bit higher quality feel than some of the other builders that we're seeing. Bridgewater is one of my favorite builders. So come on in today. We'll see the semi-custom builder and what you could get out here at Kinston. Okay, so you'll see that this is a really open floor plan as you come in. Beautiful features. There are quite a few upgrades in here. I'm going to try to point out as many as I can to us today. So remember, the base price in this home is $749,000. You'll notice that they have the engineered hardwood in here, so much higher quality than an LVP flooring. Really beautiful all throughout. You also see floor to ceiling fireplace stone. Those are upgrades. Typically from the mantle down would be stoned, but you can see in these semi-custom builds what you can add to make this beautiful. And obviously these things can be added over time as well. This is a model home, so keep in mind they're adding as many of their upgrades as they possibly can. Great big windows here, wonderful kitchen, nice sized dining room, all things to kind of consider and point out here. Let's walk into the kitchen here. Look at this huge island. You can see that it fits 5 people for seating. This is a hard surface countertop. I'm sorry, I'll need to look, but I think it's probably a quartz countertop. And Bridgewater Homes uses Tharp cabinetry. They're a locally owned cabinetry company out of Loveland. They do a fabulous job. All of these cabinets are soft close. And they're all dovetailed so that they pull out all of the way. There are inserts. Some of these things are going to be upgrades. So you get to go to Tharp Cabinetry. They have the basic layout of this plan, and then you get to decide what you add in there. So you can have pan inserts. There are pull-outs here along the stove for your miscellaneous spoons, and you could choose to have drawers under here or standard style cabinetry. So this just gives you an idea of what you can do with these semi-custom builds that are totally different than the spec builders. You'll also notice in here fully tiled backsplash, 42-inch upper cabinetry. There's a full hood here. This is an upgrade to have this shiplapped hood. Some options typically are to just tile all the way up there, have a standard hood. The world's kind of your oyster for the most part in these semi-customs. This floor plan has a really beautiful and nice pantry. And something else to note in here, there are 10-foot ceilings. That is an upgrade. Standard is 9 foot. And then I think I already mentioned the 42-inch upper cabinets, and you know, items like this are going to be different upgrades all while you're at the cabinetry company. Otherwise, nice, big, open living space. We're gonna go back towards the front door because I kind of jumped past the initial room in this floor plan. You'll see this has a barn door style. Your choice of what kind of door you want to put here. Also, something to note is these fully molded door frames. We're not just seeing this be drywall, which in some other builders, if they're having this farm style door, you would see that. But as we come in here into the office, obviously all of this cabinetry that's in this office would be an upgraded fee. This is typically just a room. There is a full walk-in closet here as well to show you that this could be a bedroom or an office, but a really great size if you couldn't tell from the dual office that's already in here and all of the cabinetry. So this plan has a Jack and Jill bathroom to the next bedroom. You'll see fully tiled shower again, and these are tile floors in the bathroom. So no LVP or laminate product. You'll also see some under cabinet lighting. That would be an upgrade in the design center with Tharp cabinetry and hardtop solid surfaces in the bathroom here. Then we walk into the secondary bedroom, and I am going to open this closet just so you get a feel. They don't have the wire shelving like some of the builders that we've seen. They have true wood shelving in here, really nice carpet, nice pad in here as well. So you can just feel a little bit higher end. I think you can feel it too, even through the camera, that this builder does go a little bit above and beyond. Again, let's point out the window seals. They don't just have the base window sill here. If we can catch that, they have framing all the way around the window. So again, it's not just a drywall wrap. So all of those things just give an elevated feel to your home. And those things, like the door framing and the window framing, those are standards for Bridgewater. So then I think what we'll do is come over here. You'll notice the nice iron railing. I would venture to guess, and I don't know this off the top of my head, but I think all of this lighting probably is an upgrade. I don't think you get a giant chandelier like this, but you get to go to the lighting center if you would like, and the world's your oyster again. So your budget, your rules. In here is just a little half bath. You will see in this room that there is a shiplapped back wall. That would be an upgrade. Otherwise, as we come through here, this is your mudroom, laundry room, and you see it walks into the primary bedroom closet as well. So again, in here, you're seeing shiplapped walls. Those are design features that are not included. 42-inch upper cabinets, extra hanging space. Again, it's semi-custom, so they kind of give you a base package, and then you get to go from there as far as interior features go. This home has like a little doggy wash. I would use this for Preston's feet every time he comes home from school because he plays in the dirt pit like a little ant. And then kind of back that way is where you would actually enter this home from the garage. And again, we're in the model home, so they have it cut a little bit differently just to make sure that they're monitoring who is in and out of here. But that would be where your entry door, I believe, would be. So I love this floor plan. I wish my house was like this. You come straight from the laundry room into your primary closet. Again, I would venture to guess that this cabinetry in here is probably an upgrade. They probably come standard with the shelving like we saw in the other closets. But if you would like a fully designed closet, you could have something similar to this. Really nice size. I don't know if you can get the perspective here, but they have a built-in dresser. There's actually space in here that they have not even used for things. So there is tons of room for hang your hats, add extra shoe shelving. And I love, love, love that there is a window in here in this plan too. I want windows in every single room. So then, as you see, we are walking into the primary bathroom. This model has a standalone tub. It has this fully tiled surround. Again, I believe this is probably an upgrade if you do this type of bathtub setup. And then floor to ceiling tile in the shower as well with these beautiful glass doors. You see that they have a fully poured pan shower base in here. All of these things seem like they should be standard, but in most of the builders we've seen fiberglass shower bases, possibly tile up to or right below the shower head, but most are not doing the floor to ceiling tile in the bathrooms. Private potty in here as well, fully tiled flooring, and then the dual sinks here as well. I also think that these lighted mirrors that we've seen in the half bath and over here are probably an upgrade that you can choose to have. I like that they have this little linen space. You could probably put cabinetry in here if you would prefer that, but they have some space additional for your towels or your makeup or what have you. And then we're gonna walk into the primary. So this primary is very large. You can see they have a window seat, they have a seating area, lots of natural lighting. They have this little bay style window. So just overall want to point out really good size, really nice features, much more high-end feeling in these Bridgewater homes. Okay, now we get to go see the finished basement. Again, finished basements are not standard. Or I'm sorry, I skipped the whole dining room. This is the dining space. Again, you can see there's a 6-top table here. I think you could, if you would prefer a round table, you could fit a pretty nice size round table here as well. And then if you had a table that expanded for holidays or something, I think that you could probably turn it for the holiday and get even more seating here. We are going to try to look outside. It's super windy, like hurricane style winds out here today, but I just want to show you, in this one they have the stamped concrete patio, they have this full fireplace out here, they have the tongue and groove ceiling, a fan, so you can really customize all of these spaces as you would like. Again, I don't think any of that out there is probably standard. I would venture to guess fireplace 10,000. I'm going to link some things down below, so make sure you check that out because we will have what's upgraded specifically in this model and what their current pricing is. Those things are always subject to change, so keep that in mind as you're looking at it. But we want to be give that full disclosure to you of what you're seeing here, what the possibilities are. I also really love that there is a sliding door here and there's a sliding door on this other side as well. You know, on a nice spring evening, summer, you're entertaining. This is great because you have access from all areas. You can really get fresh air into here. This door might be an upgrade. We'll have to look at that. I believe that it is. So just again, want to point out all of those things so you're not like 750,000 will get me this in Northern Colorado. Not the case, but this one is I think is probably higher, 950 range. But again, it'll be linked below, so check that out. Now it's time to go to the basement. So again, please notice really wide stairways. This is beautiful for attempting to get furniture down here. We also have shiplapped wall, a little shelf here, and the beauty of this shelf is you can actually clean it. It's not too high, it's not too awkward. So just little design features that don't seem like a lot, but they just add that luxury feel to your home. As we come down the stairs, you'll notice in this one, they made a little wine room under the stairs. Such a fun idea. You know, lots of people make this a kids room or just extra storage. They've added this glass window on the side so that you can see that wine as you're coming down. So again, the world's your oyster in these semi-custom builds. You can make these what you want, the style of home you want. You can really build a home for the life that you want to be living. As we come down here, you're gonna see all this cabinetry. So obviously the basement at the standard is unfinished. So anything you see down here is going to be an upgrade, but this just goes to show you what you could have here. I could really see this space being an awesome Bronco only watching zone, a pool table, foosball table, poker table. This is actually a really large space. Or you know, just a standard living space as well. You see that they have finished out a bar here. They have a steel beam that's exposed up here. I believe that and painting it black used to be an upgrade. I'll have to look if that's still an upgrade. Hard top surfaces down here, lots of seating. They have 6 seats here currently. You could probably fit a couple more if you wanted to. Tiled backsplash from the countertop up to the ceiling is seen in here. Really large windows, very nice cabinetry. Again, they have two-tone cabinetry here. You'll notice that they have kind of wine inserts in one of them. So all of that is your choice. You just have to come with the idea and the budget to get what you want there. Outside of this, then on this side of this home, there are 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. They have one staged as a workout space. And you can see they kind of have this foam flooring in here. Then there is this bathroom. It has a little bit of a lip and a curve to it, but very accessible in there. And then this is the 5th bedroom that we're in now here. And again, they have it staged as a playroom. It's adorable in here. Shiplap back wall would be an upgrade. You see they have these beautiful doors. I believe that these are all solid core wood doors. Oh, they have the door here removed. I was going to show you the door, but let's go over here. I hate to step on their little cute play area. Yeah, these are solid core wood doors. So other builders we have seen have had the hollow core doors. So again, luxury, custom, higher end, higher quality. They will last longer. Can't poke a hole in a solid wood door. You'll notice too, like the 5-inch base, a lot of builders are getting to that now. So I'm interested to see if these custom home builders might start adding back in grooved base. That's really hard to clean, but we'll see what happens here. Every year something's different. As we come in here, I want to point out how they have this finished. It's really only, I would say probably 75% finished. So we are going to walk in here. Their staging stuff is in here, but you can see that there is still quite a bit of space that is unfinished in here. So tons of room here for storage. This has a tankless hot water heater. You can see that it has a sump pit as well. Nice furnace, humidifier, lots of space in here for storage. And then there's a whole separate unfinished space too. So if you wanted more living space, you get to decide how all of this is finished out. I'll show you that other unfinished space now. This could not be a bedroom. There's no window in here, but you certainly could bring the living space back here. It could be finished out as something like a rec room, or, you know, leave it just for extra storage here too. And then finally, you guys are gonna want these chairs after you watch this video. They have this staged as a theater room. So you can see kind of why we were talking about that other room really being a Bronco watching room. Again, they have some wall decor in here that's attached that would not be standard. Obviously, they've built a step up for that theater viewing. But again, if you can dream it, they can help you build it down here. So that is Bridgewater today. Again, this is the Camden. We're out at Kinston at Centerra. If you have any questions, please comment below, send me a DM. My Calendly link is attached as well, so we can schedule a call together. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can be notified when these videos come through. We are going to take you all through Northern Colorado, from Greeley, Fort Collins, Loveland, to show you what new construction can get you in all of these different areas and what different builders are out there. Thanks for coming along today. Glad you were here. Let me know what you think. Hey everyone, we are back at the home office now. We are going to go over Bridgewater in a lot more detail, talk through who they are, what are some of their options, point out some things more specifically that we mentioned in the video, and just give you kind of an overall feel for who is Bridgewater and what are they doing out at Kinston. So if you remember from a past video, we were out at Kinston previously. We toured the hub out there. They have a great, beautiful community that is a live, work, play community with a lot more still to come. So I think this is still a great time to get into that community. We're gonna continue to see build out, see new construction, but if you think you're gonna be somewhere for a while and you want somewhere where you can really connect with community, Kinston and Loveland is a great place to be. So today I went out to Bridgewater for you all. I love Bridgewater. I've had clients build with them previously, and that was probably in 2019, and they still adore their house. They were so happy with the quality of construction and continue to be to this day. So if building sounds fun to you, Bridgewater is a great builder to be with. So they don't like to call themselves semi-custom, and that's primarily because people then begin to think that they can move walls and move ceilings, and which you can move some ceilings, but some things on a bigger scale than they're really able to do. But in my opinion, they are a semi-custom builder comparatively to a lot of the other builders that we've seen. So that all being said, they do not spec their homes. They had one spec, it just closed after the holidays. And I think that they did that just to kind of get the community rolling. But really, you go in there are base prices of the home like we talked about in the video, and you choose your options from there. So to start, out there in Kinston, well, Bridgewater again is across northern Colorado and also down in Denver is where they're building. So maybe if Kinston is not the right community for you, then we go look at Prairie Song. We look, I believe they're at another location in Fort Collins, or again, across the Front Range. So it might not be Loveland specific where you want to be, but Bridgewater may be the builder for you. So in Kinston particularly, they have 14 plans that are available on 14 different lots. That's all that's left for them. 9 of those are ranches and 5 of them are 2 stories. So they have a lot of options out there. And then within that too, if you chose, say, the Camden, you could choose like elevation B or elevation A. And so even though your neighbor may be a Camden, if one of you has one elevation and the other has a different elevation, it's still going to look like a totally different home. And really, once you get inside these homes, they're going to look very different because of the options features. So many other builders that we see, they give you option A and B, not for elevation, but hey, you can pick the stained wood cabinets with the gray tile and the white walls, or you can pick the white cabinets with the gray walls and carpet, whatever it may be. Whereas Bridgewater, you get to go through step by step and pick out everything that you want. So of their floor plans, the next thing is the 14 lots that they have available. So some of those lots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those lots have lot premiums. Now, things that cause lots to have lot premiums: they have better views, they're garden level, they're walkout, they're bigger than other ones that are available. So to the builder, they have higher cost, but also higher value because of those special features. So for instance, they have 2 garden levels that are left out there. The lot premium is $65,000 or $75,000, depending on which one you pick. So your base price for whichever home you choose, we'll stick with the Camden because that's the one we saw today, $749,990, and then at $75,000 if that's the lot that you pick. Again, garden level, the windows are above grade or partially above grade, so you're getting a lot more of that daylight flooding into your basement. It doesn't have that basement-y feel. So one of the reasons that they are gaining so much value from those. So that's one of the questions, one of the reasons that I think it's really important to take your realtor out with you to these builders, so that when you're having the conversations with them, you're not going through their model home thinking this is great, this is $749,990, I want that beautiful lot over there, it's gonna be great. These are questions that I know to ask after years of doing this business, and we make sure that you really have a good feel for what this is gonna look like for you before you ever contract with them. That being said, just to reiterate, the Camden that we saw today was 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. that's with an unfinished basement. The one we saw today had 3 more bedrooms in that basement that were finished. It has a 3-car garage. It has 2,389 finished square feet without the finished basement. And then if you were to finish that basement, it has a total 4,778 square feet. Not all of that was finished in the model that we saw today. They do not do any spec homes. So again, you're gonna be a dirt start on this 7 to 8 months out. So you're probably closing, if you contracted today, July, August, getting in there before the school year, whatever it may be, end of summer, get a great end of summer barbecue. But this is a hurry up and slow down type of builder, okay? But you're going to love the end product. Once you decide on which housing option you want, then from that base price, we go to options list. So I promised you in the video that I would go through this option list and see what all they had added. This is 25 pages. I printed it on accident. I can't tell you because it's so nitty gritty. Like if your plumbing fixtures were Tetra versus Broderick, if they're matte black or champagne bronze. So they have all of these in the design centers. When you go, you actually get to see them, touch them, feel them. But in order for me to completely suss this out, I would be making it up. And the builder isn't really willing to provide all of that because if they sell this house today, the price is probably going to be different if they sell it in 6 months, and they likely won't sell it until they're close to closing out in the community. So I'm just going to point out a couple of big things so you kind of get the idea of where are we sitting. So for instance, the Whirlpool appliance package that they had, $5,600. The covered rear patio, $9,250. The 10-foot ceiling in the main area, $10,330. The stamped colored concrete pad, $1,675 a square foot out there. So depending on the size that you put it. That dog wash we saw in the mudroom, $4,470 additional dollars. We talked about the poured pan in the master bedroom. Guess what? TBD price on here. So depends on the tile you pick out. The size of the shower pan. Did you make it this size or this size? So those are going, that's part of the reason it's TBD. I can't add that in for you. Let's see. Put the wet bar in the basement, $14,890. Those cased openings we talked about, the beautiful casing around the doors, $490 per door. You know, in my opinion, that's well worth that money. Have a trim carpenter, knows what they're doing. All of your trim matches. You're not coming in after the fact and having to cut trim to make it fit. But those were things that I pointed out in the video. That exposed painted black beam, I was right. I remembered from 6 years ago, $585 for that. There was the bay window in the master bedroom, $4,870. So you guys, you get the idea. Like, you can see the dollar signs. Things that aren't even in their option sheet would be cabinetry. So when you go to Tharp Cabinetry, they have a base plan, and they do have some things in here that are kind of standard upgrades, you know, to move from smaller to larger cabinetry. But drawer inserts, different types of drawer styles, all of that is custom priced through the cabinetry company. The lighting, they do have lots of lighting packages in here as well. But again, I think if you're starting to want some of that lighting that is bigger, grander, you're going to a separate meeting for that, okay? All of that to say, I can't tell you what this home is priced over there. They did tell us that the one around the corner, which is a ranch plan that's a little bit bigger, it's 4,900 square feet, so about 200 more square feet, so not a lot, that it just sold for $989 with an unfinished basement. So if that gives you any idea, this home is probably gonna be 1.2. I'm just guessing. Don't hold my feet to the fire on that. But so that gives you a really great idea of where you would be in that specific community with all of the beautiful upgrades that you saw. They do have a preferred lender that they work with. You do not have to use their preferred lender, but they do have the option available. Their preferred lender currently is offering 1% closing cost credit or rate buy down. They're offering some different rate buy down options as well. They are with Loan Depot. I put a link down in the bio to their current incentives. So if you're not watching this today, you watch it in 2 weeks. That link should change so you can see those different incentives. I'm also linking down in the bio the website so that you can go directly there and you can pull up each of the floor plans. Like I said, there are 14 different floor plans out there, and you can pull up all of those different ones and look at the different photos for those. And then there is also a map of where they are located in the community. So lots linked down below if you're interested in this community. I would also love it if you liked this video, you comment, you subscribe. This helps get it out to other people who are interested in new construction in Northern Colorado. If you subscribe and you click the bell, it will notify you when the next video comes up so you can stay on top of homes in Northern Colorado. We will be going to Fort Collins and further into Loveland, Greeley, Windsor. So stick along with us as we see all of those. Check out Bridgewater, give me a call, schedule a link on my calendar, 970-978-7012. I'm Sonja Belfiore with Belfiore & Co. at eXp Realty, and I'm here to show you real estate for the life you are building.